Hey guys, and welcome back. So despite its minimalist appearance, the Model 3 actually comes with hundreds of different features and functions, many of which are specifically unique to Tesla. However, in a lot of cases, many of these features don't behave in exactly the way you'd expect. So today I'm going to take you through a rapid fire video on the top 20 most annoying things I find in my Model 3. Let's get started. When you want to retract the Sunvisors, the rotation is a little too stiff and they tend to pop out of their holders really easily, which is definitely very distracting when you're in the middle of driving down a road. Although you can set locations where you want the wing mirrors to autofold, there is no way to see a list of these locations if you want to modify them later. The easy entry function only starts configuring your driving position once you press the brake to start the car, which means that you either have to wait for the adjustments to complete before you start driving, or drive while the seats are still adjusting. It also doesn't take into consideration whether people are sitting in the back seats. So if you have a tall person sitting behind the driver's seat, it will start to crush their legs as the seat reclines once the driver takes off their safety belt. If someone else has been in the car before you and used a different driver profile, you have to manually select your own driver profile when you get in. This could definitely be done automatically before you get into the car by using the unique identifier of the key registered to your key fob or smartphone to preemptively reposition the seats before you open the door. If you're using PIN to drive, anytime you step out of the car, the PIN will be re-enabled. This means that if you have to get out of your car to open and close a gate, for example, even if you leave the driver door open with a registered key in the car, when you sit back in, you'll still have to re-enter the PIN to drive again. This is quite annoying for people who have to enter the PIN to drive to a gate, then enter the PIN to drive through the gate after opening it, and then enter the PIN again to drive away from the gate after closing it. The heated seats are heated at the base, but not on the side cushions. On cold mornings, this is quite uncomfortable since you end up with a really warm backside but very cold thighs. Also, the steering wheel is not heated, which to me seems like a major oversight considering that they thought to give a dedicated heated seat to the centre rear passenger seat, which is literally never used. While the front doors have an emergency release latch to enable you to get out in case of a power failure, the rear doors do not. This means that in a scenario where a power failure is likely, such as after a crash, then the rear seat passengers, which are usually children, will have to climb into the front seat in order to get out of the car. While the car does feature an interior-facing camera, it's currently not used for anything. This seems quite strange considering the car's built-in Sentry Mode security system displays a warning message to any intruders to say that it's watching them, but it actually isn't using the one camera that can see any intruders inside the car. Autopilot often complains that the cameras are unable to see due to dirt or water on the lens, which results in a few of the features such as Navigation Autopilot and Auto Lane Change being disabled. So I'll be interested to see how the full self-driving system behaves if it's not able to clean its own cameras and sensors. While you can use scheduled departure to preheat the cabin before you leave for work every day, it only works if the car is plugged into a charger. However, if you charge your car at work and not at home, then this feature is basically useless. The forward collision warning system often produces false alerts when you're trying to overtake a vehicle in front. However, if you switch the system off, it will only remain off for the rest of the journey. The next time you sit into the car, it will automatically switch itself back on again. The center console is made of a glossy black plastic, which gets fingerprints and scratches super easily, and if cleaned with the cleaning cloth provided with the car, it actually attracts more dust because the surface gets statically charged. When Autopilot is engaged, and if you're a relatively tall person, there's nowhere to comfortably stretch your legs because the footrest at the left of the footwell encroaches on all of the free space. The design of the rubber seals around the doors means that any muck and dirt easily spatters into the doorwell. This makes for a rather unappealing entrance experience for any passengers, and also means that if you live in a climate like we have here in Ireland, you have to clean the doorwells all the time. The built-in phone holder does not prevent your phone from sliding around when going around corners, and it also offers a very poorly designed charging experience if you decide to use a wired charger. If you want a system that will stop your phone from sliding about, and one that offers wireless charging, then you'll have to buy the wireless charging mat from Tesla for €140. When driving on Autopilot, the system will always automatically slow down when it enters a lower speed limit zone, but it won't always speed up when it enters a higher speed limit zone, even if the car detects the correct speed limit and displays it on the information display. Another issue is that Autopilot only starts to slow down after it has entered in a new speed limit zone, instead of preemptively starting to slow the car before entering the new speed limit zone, such that you enter the zone at the correct speed. This means that you often have to take control back from the car to make sure that you enter any new speed limit zone at the correct speed. The key card that comes with the car is about as convenient as the old-fashioned keys that we used to use back in the day. To lock and unlock the car, you have to place the key card directly on the B-pillar, and to start the car, you have to place it on a specific location on the center console. If you want a traditional key fob that can remotely unlock and lock the car, then you'll have to buy one from Tesla for €160. As is the nature of the minimalist interior of the Model 3, it features buttons instead of handles to open the doors from the inside. As the buttons are completely nondescript, many people tend to confuse them as buttons that might lock the doors or open the windows, as you'd find on more traditional cars, which can cause some problems when people are trying to get out. While the infotainment system does have Spotify integration, you cannot add songs to playlists or create new playlists using the system. If you get a flat tire, the Model 3 doesn't come with a spare tire or even a tire repair kit. If you want a tire repair kit, you can buy one from Tesla for €97. Otherwise, you'll have to call Tesla roadside assistance. So that's the list of the top 20 annoying things that I found in my Model 3. A lot of the things I mentioned in the list are actually software related, so hopefully they'll be improved in future software updates. As for some of the others, Tesla's latest Model Y has already started introducing improvements, such as bringing a wireless charger by default with the car and also adding emergency releases to the rear doors, so hopefully these improvements will also come to future iterations of the Model 3. As always, if you enjoyed the video, be sure to give it a like and subscribe to the channel for new Tesla videos every week. Until then, I'll see you in the next one.